Hey man, we got another video for you today for Need for Speed Heat, and this is going to be a commentary on the last part of the mission of the storyline that takes place in Need for Speed Heat. So listen now, stay clear and hear my commentary, and please like and subscribe and come back for more. As we're getting into the last part of the mission, we are meeting up with Anna, and Anna has a plan that is going to wake the whole city up and get back all these racers who lost their cars in many races before time, when this situation where the police were strictly putting down the foot down on the city on the racing policy throughout the whole network of this city. So the city that we're in looks more like Florida, and it has a Florida feel to it. And Anna was basically one of the main storyline NPCs in the game, and we are basically gonna follow her to the last site of the last race that's going to take the place in this last mission for this game. I would like to tell you guys, if you guys get this game on sale, you guys buy it for full price. This game is very good. I enjoyed playing another Need for Speed game, and it made me feel like this was like a midnight club type of feeling. But Need for Speed has been around for many years in the making, and they have been making great games, and I do not really have anything bad to say about this game. But I gotta tell you this, if you can get it, please get it now. So Anna's going to take us to the site that we're going to plan, and she has a plan that she's going to start a mini race that is a friendly competition race, and everybody's going to make a lot of heat happen in the city. So in the time frame, she is talking and letting me know that she has this plan and she's explaining it to, but we need to meet up with the rest of the people in the group who's going to start this situation. So this whole situation is based on a race that will require us to actually making it back to the ending of the race, of the checkpoint, so we can actually get closer to what the real reason is. We're trying to get the news involved, and we're trying to get the police involved. So we're trying to fight the good cop and the good cop, and we're trying to find out what is going on in this great big plot. So the plot for this is actually really simple. We cause a lot of noise at the end, and we basically try to get the attention of the police. So we're finding good cops and finding bad cops that are going to chase us and find us in this position where we're going to find Mercer. But Mercer is on the police force, and he's running the operation of holding down the police and basically all these fast exotic cars that he's basically able to cop. So at the same time, we are actually able to get to the direction that we need to get to, the finish line, but still be able to get the police on us, and we're going to get the news. So in the process, we're trying to get the news involved and everybody involved, so we can create a storm, so something gets happened. Because what happens is, when the news is on it, they really dig really deeply, and they ask real good important questions that needs to be answered. And Anna was a victim in a situation where she lost her car, and she lost them to the police, and basically the police impounded her car and basically took it from them, took it from her in general. And it was a sad situation where she was driving a Nissan 350Z, and they took it away. And basically what happens is, she's right now in a Porsche and she's driving, but the whole point is to lead the pack and get as much police on the way to keep on following us without getting busted by the police. And it was really good. I like the storyline, I like the plot, and I like the racing. I like the upgrades. I enjoyed the speed of these cars, and I love the handles. The one thing that I would say is, you would never find a handle in this game as like what car has more better handles than the other. It's usually concerning on drifting and stuff, but when you're talking about top speeds and stuff like that and torque, it basically has all of those features in the game. I will make a video for you guys, another video prior, on talking about the other cars and how fast they can go, and what is the fastest car, and what are you guys expecting with the speed of cars. This one was by far the best game that I actually played as a racer. And for most people that don't know, they don't know that I play games like this, but it was great to show another game, because I came from Need for Speed Underground, and it was a real beautiful scenery that I actually was able to look at, as like a Florida, NASA. We're passing the space shuttle area where they actually get ready for the launch, and at the end of the day, it was a great opportunity to play this game. I ended up finding out somebody on Twitch. I ended up playing a little bit more of the storyline on Twitch. If you guys are not following my Twitch page, I will put the link in the description in the bottom. But please like and subscribe to this video, and more is to come towards the finishing of this video, and likewise of this whole lump sum plot of this racing, street racing kind of experience. As Anna is basically giving me the guidelines of telling me, yeah, you gotta come first, you gotta be able to finish, and you gotta make sure the polices are on you. I did a really good job. It took me 3 tries to get this down pack properly, but I actually was able to complete it, and I was able to actually complete the completed part for the end. And it was really challenging because these racers are riding in beautiful fast cars, and I'm right now in the Aston Martin. And this is a second part because if I didn't come first, it would never let me do this situation. So I'm racing by myself to this area where the map is telling me that I have to be at, and the direction. So I have to follow the map and follow the roads on towards getting the right area without getting busted by the police. And basically the helicopter in the air is actually following me. And I'm sorry I couldn't get the surround sound because I had my mic on when I was doing this as I was doing the mission. And I apologize for the sounds and whatnot, but this is a commentary. I really did enjoy this game. I definitely am going to play it over and over again and get better at it and unlock cars and unlock all the areas and stuff like that. I was so close to getting busted because if you can see, that was a pillar in the road kind of thing. There was a structure in the road that I was trying to zigzag through. And after I made it to the end, we find out some very important key things. So Mercer is right now in this operation, and police officers like, what is going on over here, kind of searching, and they're kind of puzzled because they see their own police officers impounding all these cars. They're all getting paid under the table. So basically the operation is that they're trying to take cars off the road and they're selling it to other markets in different countries, in different places. And in the same part, the scouters were kind of like, they were hearing the police report saying what's going on. And Mercer heard it obviously by jamming the system and whatnot, by getting closer. And basically he's on a chase, and we're supposed to go chase him because we see a car just leaving it, and we're just like, hey, that must be Mercer in that vehicle. And basically what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to ram him as much as I possibly can, because he has a limited life of depending on the durability of the car and the damage that I can give him. And basically I'm supposed to stop him from actually leaving the scene too far, because I think in the storyline you're not allowed to let him leave, because if he leaves too far, my car gets damaged in the process too. But if he leaves, then I lose, and then I have to start all over again. But I didn't make it. I did this in one shot. So I made it to the second part, and I did it in one shot. But Mercer's right now trying to flee the scene and not be there, so he can actually, find other ways of trying to come back into the scenery and be like, how do you know that I was in it? You know what I mean? They're like, and trying to put the finger and blame it because he wasn't there. And he's a smart cop. And this gentleman did a really good job in the sense of thinking about ways of how to do it, but he was pocketing all these cars and impounding them and taking it for his own use. And there was another police officer that gave us an insight about the situation at hand, that was saying that she needed our help, and basically she was involved in it, and Mercer knows her. And in the process of me getting into this, it was really Anna was wanting to get back her car. That was the reason why she was talking to this police officer. But they found talent in her that would require her to get this whole operation to be solved. And Mercer's right now stopped. He's trying to restart his vehicle. The car is not responding anytime. He's turning the key. He's doing as much. She's on a bike. And like that's why I said a midnight field, midnight club, bikes and cars and all that stuff. And basically, she ends up confronting him. This was her predecessor. He was a lead, and this was someone who was basically under him. So this was the girl, and she wanted to bring him down. A good cop versus bad cop, but they're both bad because she felt like she was taking the money and doing all this stuff, but she needed it. But at the end of the day, she just felt like it was not the right thing to do, and she wanted to come to quits. So what happens is that she confronts him and she decides what she's gonna do. And this is the part that cuts off, and then we see this. No one knows what happens to Mercer, and basically he just went off the map completely for the time being. And the news has reportedly saying that they couldn't find him. There was no reports of him. After we hit him, we kind of left him, and then she took care of it because she was trailing behind. And they found all these cars. They're going to take them and put them into their possession. Surprisingly, I don't know if they're going to go back to their owners, but Anna was not able to get her car because her car got sold in the process, and it was gone, and basically the police got a hand of it. And so Anna is really outdated with that car, so she can't get it. And the police are right now stopping. The good cops are actually stopping the situation. A lot of cops were going to be questioned and taken back to head office. And then what happens is that she is now the lead hand in the operation of the street gang racing, what's going on. And as this commentary is still going on, like, she was the one who actually put this whole situation together and solved the problem. And she found some good cops aboard, and she ended up partaking in the greatness that she's about to be doing right now, the legacy. And Anna's sitting there thinking like, wow, she ended up taking over. And the brother was like, hey, well, I got some good news for you anyways. I got a new car for her. And she's a racer. She's in a crew. She's a racer. And her brother owns a shop. And he basically gave her this upcoming starting up car. Like anybody will start off with a startup car to see what it feels like to actually what it feels like to own a car. And he ends up playing a joke on her, and he was saying a bunch of things like, hey, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, you're like little girl, you know what I mean, come on, come bring it in. And then the prize is that he ended up fixing the Mustang that was the father's Mustang for the father and son. So that is the father's Mustang that he ended up dying, and he left with the brother and sister. And the brother ended up giving her the Mustang after repairing it and fixing it. And she's happy, she's overwhelmed, she's looking at it, she's excited, and this is a better upgrade than the one that she was just looking at. And she's excited, she's thrilled, and she's good to be back on the road. And she was just saying thank you for everything, and for telling him the truth and all this stuff. And she was just so happy that, you know, she had a crew and she could be a part of the crew and still look good. And she wanted to keep an image. And he's just giving me a little rundown and talking about like what you did was great, and you participated in a great mission, and you were a great help. And now the storyline is pretty much over, but the rep is still there. I'm gonna still have to rep. My name is Chris Dash. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come back to see more, and I will be with you again.